Good morning, class. Let's start our today's computer class. As in previous classes, we have completed chapter 1, and from today, we will be studying second chapter, that is Know Your Computer. In this chapter, we will learn about introduction of the computer and different components, that is hardware, software, input devices, and output devices of the computer. So as you can see, this is the first page of your second chapter, and on the top of the page there is an activity given. First we have to complete that. Use the clues to complete the given cycle based on your previous knowledge about IPO cycle. So we have to fill in the blanks using all these given options. A computer takes in data and instruction that we feed into it using the input devices. In the first dash, you have to write data, DATA. In second dash, you have to write instruction, INSTRUCTION. And in third dash, you have to write input, INPUT. Next box is it processes and stores the instructions we feed into it. So in second block, first dash, you have to write processes, PROCESSES. Second dash is stores, STORES. So the third block is it gives the results using the output devices, RESULTS. And last is OUTPUT, output. Now let's start with our chapter. A computer is an electronic machine which needs data and instructions to carry out a required task. It works on the principle of input processing output, that is IPO cycle, and this can be understood in the following way. So here it is saying that computer is an electronic machine and which required the input or data and instruction to perform the task. And the computer works on which principle? The principle of IPO cycle. And IPO stands for input processing output. Okay, so computer, what is computer? Computer is an electronic machine which requires data or instruction to perform the task, and it works on the principle of IPO cycle. IPO stands for input processing output. Let's stand IPO in detail. This can be understood in the following way. First point is an input device accept input in the form of data and instructions. A processing device processes the input. An output device gives the output. So it is saying that input device is that device which takes input in the form of data and instruction. Means through these devices we can give input to the computer system or instruction to the computer system. A processing device processes the input, and the processing device is that device which processes the given input or instruction. An output device gives the output. So the output device gives us the result given by the computer. So through these devices, means through output devices, the computer gives us the result in the form of audio, video, or hard copies. So the full form of IPO cycle is input processing output cycle. Input device is used to give input to the computer. Through processing device, computer processes the input, and through output device, computer gives us the result. A computer system mainly comprises of hardware and software devices. As we all know that a computer system is a machine, so it is made up of various hardware and software components. So to know more about computer, first we have to study about what is hardware and what is software. So next heading is hardware. All the physical devices of a computer that we can see and touch are called hardware. Based on their functions, they can be divided into different categories. So this is the definition of hardware. You have to underline in your book with pencil. from all the physical devices still called hardware. So this is definition is saying that the hardware are those physical devices which can be seen and touched by us. मीन्स हार्डवेयर कंप्यूटर की वो डिवाइसेस होती हैं, वो पार्ट्स होते हैं जिन्हें हम देख सकते हैं और टच भी कर सकते हैं. So according to the function performed by those devices, hardwares are divided into different categories. So as you can see in this chart is representing the various categories of the hardware. The first category of hardware is input device, second is processing device, third is output device, and fourth is storage device. So in this way, on the basis of their function, hardware can be classified into four categories: input device, processing device, output device, and storage device. So as the function of these devices are clear by their name, that input device will give input, processing device will process, and output device will give output, and storage device will store. But let's read in detail about them. Input devices. These devices help us to feed input into a computer. It means through these devices we can give input into the computer. We can give instruction to the computer. Examples of input devices are mouse, keyboard, and microphone. Next device is processing device. This device processes the given input. So the processing device performs the given input to the computer. It processes the data or instruction given by us to the computer. प्रोसेसिंग डिवाइस क्या करता है? जो इनपुट हम कंप्यूटर सिस्टम को देते हैं उसे प्रोसेस करता है. इनपुट डिवाइस क्या करता है? इनपुट डिवाइस की हेल्प से हम कंप्यूटर को इंस्ट्रक्शन देते हैं, इनपुट देते हैं. सो द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ प्रोसेसिंग डिवाइस इज CPU. Computer has a processing device called CPU, and the full form of CPU is Central Processing Unit. And the next device we have is output devices. So through output devices, computer gives us the result. Let's read. These devices provide us result of the work done by the computer. So through output devices, computer gives us the result or output. It gives us the result of those work which has been processed by its CPU. Example of the output devices are printers, monitors, and speaker. The last device is storage device. These devices are used to store data for future use and safety. Means storage devices are used to store data and information for future use which we can have access anytime when we required. So storage output devices क्या करती हैं? आउटपुट डिवाइसेस हमें रिजल्ट देती हैं. कंप्यूटर ने जो अपनी मेमोरी में दिए गए इनपुट को प्रोसेस किया होता है उसका रिजल्ट हमें कौन सी डिवाइसेस देती हैं? आउटपुट डिवाइसेस. स्टोरेज डिवाइसेस क्या करती हैं? स्टोरेज डिवाइसेस स्टोर्स आवर डेटा एंड इन्फॉर्मेशन. मीन्स ये उसको सेव करके अपनी मेमोरी में रखती हैं ताकि जब भी हमें फ्यूचर में उसकी ज़रूरत हो हम उनको फिर से यूज़ कर सके. एग्जाम्पल ऑफ स्टोरेज डिवाइसेस आर CD-ROM, हार्ड डिस्क एंड पेन ड्राइव. Now we will have the next topic, that is input device. Through this heading, we will study the input device in detail. Input devices. The devices used to feed information, data and instruction to a computer are called input devices. The computer accepts and processes them before giving the output. So, what is the work of input devices? These devices are used to feed information, means to give information and data and instruction to the computer. So computer will accept the data given by these input devices and processes that data before giving the output. So let's learn about some common input devices. So now we will learn about common input devices, that is keyboard, mouse, and microphone. So the first input device is keyboard. As you can see in the picture, a keyboard consists of various keys. So a keyboard contains a grid of buttons called keys. We press the key to feed data into a computer in the form of words and numbers. So by using keyboard, we can give data to the computer, we can give input to the computer. Or how we can use the keyboard? Keyboard consists of various grids of buttons. We have to press those buttons to give the instruction to the computer. Okay. Next input device we have is mouse. As you can see in the picture, and you have also seen the mouse and keyboard in your computer lab. A mouse is a pointing device that allows us to feed data into a computer by pointing, clicking, dragging, and dropping. So this is the definition of mouse. Mouse is also called pointing device. Mouse is input device as well as pointing device, and through the mouse we can also give input to the computer. By which method? By pointing, clicking, dragging, and dropping. We use the mouse pointer to select objects on the monitor. It also helps us to draw pictures. We can work using a wide mouse or a wireless mouse. माउस पॉइंटर की हेल्प से हम ऑब्जेक्ट को मॉनिटर पे सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. माउस पॉइंटर की हेल्प से वी कैन ऑल्सो ड्रॉ पिक्चर्स. एंड mouses are of two types. First is wired mouse and second is wireless mouse. Wired mouse में वायर होता है और wireless mouse में वायर नहीं होता है. It works on the battery. So and the wired mouse is connected directly to the computer. Okay. Now that's it for today. Reread the chapter, revise what I have taught you, and you can contact me if there is query. That's it for today. Next topics we will study in next classes. Thank you. Have a nice day.